So I think that people who are looking at the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II fall into one of three situations. You're looking at getting your first camera, or maybe you're wanting to upgrade from the original ZV-E10, or you're looking at a B cam and wondering if this is a viable option. I've been using the ZV-E10 Mark II for about a year, alongside some more expensive options like the A7C Mark II, the A6700, and the ZV-E1. And this little camera is incredibly impressive and holds its own, but it does have a few flaws. Based on my experience with it, I'll share what's great about it, where it lacks, and after that, I'll share my opinion about those three situations and where this camera falls. Okay, here's what I like about the ZV-E10 Mark II. Number one, 10-bit color. This is the first thing that caught my eye when I got this camera, is that they put 10-bit color in it, which was something that I was used to from some of the more expensive Sony cameras. Like the previous model, the ZV-E10, only had 8-bit color, and simply with 10-bit color, you're just getting way more color options that will produce better gradients between color transitions. You'll get way less banding that can occur with 8-bit footage. Next, I like the color science a lot. Along with that really nice 10-bit color, I do think that the color science in this camera looks outstanding, and it's been very easy for me to color match with my other Sony cameras. And then when you look at just the overall image quality, the ZV-E10 Mark II shares the same 26 megapixel sensor with the wildly popular A6700 and FX30, which is a good thing. The video footage is sharp and looks outstanding. And that's such an important value part of the equation here when you're looking at around that $1,000 price point for this camera. And the photos from that 26 megapixel sensor are also really high quality, and I like working with them a lot. For video in 4K, you're getting 24 and 30 frames per second. And also in 4K, you're getting 60 frames a second for that slow motion footage, and you get a hardly noticeable 10% crop in that 4K 60. It will also do 120 frames per second for even slower motion, but that'll be in 1080p instead of 4K. It's also limited to 8-bit color. It's almost useless in my opinion when you have a camera like this where all things considered, I think 4K 60 in 10-bit color is a lot more ideal. Another thing I really like about the ZV-E10 Mark II is that it has S-Log3 and S-Cinetone, which is going to take full advantage of all of those quality and color video settings. I've been loving how good S-Log3 looks in this camera, and S-Cinetone is also nice to have for those shots where you want a good looking image straight out of camera. Really, we got plenty of options to get excellent videos, whether you're brand new or want some pro features to grow into. Autofocus is a huge strength of this camera. Although it didn't get Sony's AI chip that kind of supercharges the autofocus in the E10 Mark II is fast, sticky, and accurate. I never worry about a shot being in focus. It's excellent. And then when it comes to audio, there's two things about this camera that I like. The first thing is the 3-capsule mic with directivity. Generally, I don't love internal mics on cameras, but these aren't bad, especially for who this camera is targeted towards, which is that vlogger, content creator type of shot. And it has settings for audio coming from the front, the back, and all around, or auto if you want to let the camera decide. But here's how the audio sounds coming out of the camera. It's a quick test on the internal microphones coming out of the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II. I do love that it has a digital hot shoe that allows you to connect a mic without any cables for 4-channel recording that can be really nice with some of the newer Sony microphones like this ECM M1. It maintains a product showcase setting where if you're making videos where you need to hold something up in front of your face, the camera will focus on it and then will toggle back to your face when the product is out of frame. It's actually pretty useful. I like that you can use one USB-C cable for live streaming and you're getting 4K 30, which is a really nice resolution for live streaming. Might have some overheating concerns, but we'll talk about that in a minute, and it won't be in the positives part of this video. In the positives though, we do have a full-size battery, the Sony NP-FZ battery. is excellent, and it's nice that they're putting that in this entry-level camera. You get plenty of battery life. It's nice to see that this camera does have the updated menu system. The original didn't have the updated one, and that new menu system's been out for about 5 years since the Sony a7S III. It's just so much better than the old one. Has some beginner-friendly modes that are pretty useful and worth noting for those of you who are just starting out, like background defocus. You simply tap a button and you'll get that nice blurry background. The camera will do all the work for you to achieve that. Intelligent auto isn't something that I use all that often, but again, for the beginner, I think this is a really good mode, and Sony's auto mode is really quite good. It's going to give you the ability to start making great-looking videos right out of box. I know the grip isn't a huge deal, but I like the grip on this camera a lot, especially for being a compact camera. I prefer the depth of the grip on the ZV-E10 Mark II over other compact cameras like the ZV-E1 and the A7C Mark II. It's light years better than the original ZV-E10. But no camera is perfect. Here are a few things that I've learned over my time using this camera that do hold it back a bit. Let's get the biggest one out of the way first, and that's the overheating concerns. Although there are a lot of mixed results from other reviews about overheating, like the time frame and how long it takes the camera to overheat, due to it just being kind of a hard test in general, I'd be lying if I said that overheating wasn't an issue with this camera. In my tests in the studio, I was able to record for close to 2 hours in 4K 30 with no overheating warning. Other reviews had it overheating just past like the 1 hour, about the 1 hour and 30 minute mark. While live streaming in 4K 30, I had it overheat at about the 45-minute mark. And in warmer outdoor conditions, I would expect the overheating warnings and shutdowns to happen a lot faster than the results I just mentioned. I also wish the camera had more dials. I wish we had just like one more dial to map on the camera to aperture or shutter speed for faster, more intuitive adjustments. I think Sony might be putting way too much stock into the touchscreen on this camera, where you can actually change settings via touch, which is nice in theory. It is semi-useful, but I've noticed that touchscreen in general and tapping it is just a bit clunky. Speaking of that touchscreen, one thing that's nice about it is that you can tap to track focus, which is great. But if you go in and disable the shooting screen for those touchscreen changeable settings, which would be my preference, it actually completely disables and you lose the ability for touch tracking. It's a separate, different setting, and I think it's a bug that I hope Sony fixes soon. The buttons and overall materials of the camera are kind of plasticky and feel a little bit budget. It's not the worst thing, but they're not going to feel nearly as premium as some of the higher-end Sony camera models, and I absolutely don't trust this camera in rainy conditions. It also doesn't have a joystick. Having a joystick can be really nice for moving focus points, and I wish Sony had a way of including a joystick on these compact camera bodies. The screen in direct sunlight might be an issue for you. It's not the brightest screen, and it can be tough to see in direct sunlight, but I think that's another example of a sacrifice they have to make to keep the cost a bit lower. And then we get to another big letdown. Some of these other ones are kind of minor. This one's a little bit of a bigger letdown, and that's that the camera doesn't have in-camera image stabilization, which is pretty important for handheld video footage, making it look more stable and less jittery. Can also be good for photos being more sharp with some of those slower shutter speeds. And this camera doesn't have in-camera image stabilization. It does make up for it with a digital stabilization that does come at a cost of a 1.33 times crop, which is pretty significant if you want stable footage. This camera primarily being targeted at the vlog style shooter or content creator, I think this is a really important point. So I've got a 15mm lens, which is pretty wide, and it's actually 1mm wider than the 16 to 50mm optional kit lens that comes with the camera. And here is a vlog style shot, and here's what that looks like with no stabilization at all, right? So it's gonna be pretty shaky. And here's what it looks like with the digital stabilization turned on. It's a lot more smooth, but we also get a lot more punched in due to that 1.33 times crop. So to mitigate that crop, I'd suggest that you put a grip extension on your camera so that you can get a bit more reach. and have a stable and wide enough frame for a shot like this, I'll put the grip extension that I like down in the description. All right, if you like how my videos look and you want your videos to look like mine, I'm actually gonna turn the LUT off. Ready? Turn the LUT off in 3, 2, 1. Right, that's how the video looks coming out of camera, but with it's called the Essential LUT. It's the one I use in the studios for these YouTube videos all the time. Turn that back on. We maintain really nice skin tones while adding a little bit of a blue punch into the mix. It's very subtle, and that Essential LUT comes with 4 other ones that do different but subtle looks. I'll put the link down below if you want to check those out. Enjoy. All right, with all that considered, who is this camera for? Let's talk about those 3 situations. The first one is maybe it's your first camera. Here's why this camera might be perfect for you. I think it's really ideal for the beginner to intermediate video creator, especially for that first camera, or those looking to kind of like upgrade from maybe using their phone. It's perfect for YouTubers, solo vloggers, and educators shooting in controlled spaces like a home studio. I think it's fine for outdoor vlog shots as long as you get that grip extension to mitigate that crop during the digital stabilization. And even though the screen can be kind of tough to see when it's bright out, it's not like you can't see it, so it's absolutely usable in those sunny conditions. With excellent autofocus, decent onboard audio, 10-bit 4K video, and the insane amount of lenses in the Sony E-mount lens ecosystem, I think it makes for a really smart, future-proof investment for creators who want to grow over time and grow into some of those pro-level features that this camera absolutely has. For around that $1,000 price point for the ZV-E10 Mark II, I think it's an incredibly strong offering for your first camera. But here's a deal breaker or 2 to think about. If you need continuous recording for longer than an hour in the studio, or you're filming outdoor, long format content in hot weather, you're gonna have some overheating concerns. Also, if you need higher end photo capabilities, you're gonna wanna look at the Sony a6700 for around this price point. This camera, the E10 Mark II, is fine for things like thumbnails or simple photos, and the quality is actually really nice on the photos here. But yeah, the a6700 is worth a look if you need high-end photo capabilities. It's gonna be about $400 more than the E10 Mark II. Situation 2, maybe you're looking to upgrade from the original ZV-E10, and here's why the E10 Mark II might be perfect for you if that's the case. Simply, if you like your original E10, you're gonna love the upgrade here. It's better in almost every single way. Like video and photo quality, live streaming options, autofocus, everything. The only deal breaker that would be on my mind if I was looking to upgrade from the original ZV-E10 is that the E10 Mark II does overheat and the original just simply doesn't. So that's absolutely something that could be a deal breaker for you. In our third situation, for those of you looking to maybe add the ZV-E10 Mark II to your arsenal as a B cam, here's why it might be perfect for you. It's going to complement something like an A7 IV, an A7C II, an A6700 so well, where those are going to be like your go-to photo cameras that are also your primary video cameras because they're exceptional with video. And this E10 Mark II is going to make for such a nice vlog or B cam. From a deal breaker perspective, I don't really see any. Usually a B cam is for video and you're looking for a second angle to color match your other Sony camera, or maybe something more compact and simple that just simply complements your A cam. This one has been perfect for me for those exact situations, as long as those negatives we talked about earlier aren't like a huge deal for you. And if you want to see exactly in depth how I have my ZV-E10 Mark II set up for cinematic videos, as well as a lot of examples of what the footage looks like, you can check out this video right here. It's really good. It's one of my favorites I've made. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. See ya.